Welcome back to Off Guard. I'm your host, Austin Rivers, along with my co-host, Pausha Haghighi. We're back. Tip-off week, opening week for the NBA has been underway. Obviously, everybody's had their start. NBC, obviously, that I'm a part of, has been a huge, big deal this week. We've crushed it. ESPN had their opening night last night with Shaq and the crew. Just seems like we're 2 days in. There's been huge performances that we need to go over. There's drama already, somehow.
After 2 days.
Like you don't need reality TV. You don't need anything else. As long as you have the NBA.
It's crazy.
As long as you have the NBA, you're usually in good hands. I mean, my God, we're 2 days into the season, and there's already an FBI gambling probe going on. We don't have the specifics yet.
Right, right before we hit record on this pod, it came out. So we don't have a lot of the information. One thing I'm not going to say happy about, but when I saw that Chauncey Billups was involved, but it wasn't betting on games or anything, and it was something else, like a poker thing.
He was involved in some illegal poker stuff.
It was a sigh of relief because a coach that would have been betting would have been
catastrophic, and it would have been a huge stain on the league. And we don't need that shit. We don't need anything. Here's the thing, because I saw comments about that. All right. Well, first off, to Pasha's point, we don't have anything concrete yet. This is just coming out today. The news is just coming out. The FBI is going to further investigate these incidents. If you want more information, just go to NBCSports.com. I'm sure you can find all updates there. But for now, what we have is he's involved in a illegal poker operation, which could be tied to the mafia. Sounds pretty scary.
Did you think of Tony Soprano when you read that?
It sounds very similar to what Gilbert Arenas kind of might have been doing. You know, it's not so much their game that they set it up. It's they're playing in an illegal poker.
Right.
Whether it's a poker night, something like that. A lot of guys like to gamble, play poker.
You're not a poker guy.
I don't gamble. So
you don't do blackjack when you go to the casino?
I get a couple $100 out.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And you lose the money, you're out.
I don't care less.
Yeah.
It's nothing. I don't ever get out enough money that's going to change my life or help my life. So it's either I win. I never win because I don't know how I say this. Because I only get a couple $100 out. It's just not enough money to change my life at all. So when I'm up 1,000, I just keep going until I lose it all.
Right.
Because I'm not going to win $1,000 and be like, yes, I'm leaving.
Like you walk over to Carbone and I get yourself
correct.
A nice
that would be
the
ideal.
Yeah.
Strategic way of thinking. I go about it like,
well, if everyone did that, Vegas wouldn't exist.
Exactly.
If everyone just walked away making more money.
I win 1,000 in 5 minutes. I'm like, well, wait, if I'm here for 2 hours, I get a new car.
You're like Alan from The Hangover, just
putting
the
numbers in. Like I could maybe get a new watch. You know, I start putting that in my mind, and then by the time I'm out of there, I'm down like $5,000. I'm like, I'll never do this again.
Yeah,
that's what ends up happening. So I'm not the biggest gambler. I never know when to walk away. When I do, I'm too competitive. For that reason alone, I've never got into gambling at a high level. I think the last time I gambled was maybe 4 or 5 years ago on some like you said, some plane walking through the lobby. You know, in Vegas, you can't ever get to the elevators before going to the casino. Yeah. They put it on the opposite side, so by the time you get there, you just stop at a slot.
The temptation is like...
You just feel the need to gamble a little bit.
It's like when you're at the grocery store and you're checking out, and there's like that Reese's right there.
They do, you're just like... No. So, but yeah, that's all we know. We don't know any more than that. The Terry Rozier, I thought he was cleared. His name was in this last year. Now he was arrested here in Orlando. I saw a comment where people are like, see, this is how you know the NBA's rigged. It's not. That's why these gentlemen are getting arrested, you idiot.
Yeah.
People are like, this is why they're rigged. No, this is why it's not rigged.
Right.
If you do it, your career and life could be over.
Yeah. If the NBA was rigged, I don't think the Pacers would have made the finals last year.
Or the Thunder, for that matter. As good as the team that they are, the market doesn't demand.
It's been Lakers Knicks.
It's been Lakers Knicks every year.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what are we talking about? This is why these gentlemen are getting arrested, and it's a fact. If someone like Chauncey Billups, someone who has a name that is so, I would say, clean, prestigious, all these different things, the fact that his name is even involved in it shows you that the NBA doesn't matter, doesn't care who or what. If there's anything that's involved in prop betting, sports gambling, illegal, you're getting rounded up. Now, we don't have the particulars yet. We'll see what happens with that, but and yeah, I agree, Pausha. I'm very glad to hear that, like, Chauncey was involved in like just playing some poker, probably where he should have been playing.
Right.
Or what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Nothing involved in the realm of cheating the game.
Right.
So that's something I think Portland or the NBA will deal with. Maybe it's a fine. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with that. But I'm glad a coach, especially someone like Chauncey Billups, wasn't involved in that.
Right.
Now, as for the other people involved in this, we'll see what happens with you. Anyways, to more important things.
Well, before we get to the games, I want to talk about NBC opening night, their first opening night in a long time,
it went as good as it could possibly go. The only thing I'm mad about is that I wasn't on that damn Oklahoma City desk. I didn't want the Lakers to. I don't want those games. Those games. That game was. Yeah, anyways, the Thunder Rockets game was about as classic of a home opener you could possibly have. It felt like a playoff atmosphere. And
why does as coming from a player, why does opening night feel like so more like that? Just feels way more different than game 30.
Well, yeah,
in January, obviously.
There's always a difference between the first and the last, and what's in the middle of the muck. You know what I mean? It's like anything. If you do something 100 times, 82 times in this situation, the first one's always still the first one. It doesn't matter anything in life. The first thing the first one always matters.
Yeah.
Then you add that they make a big deal of opening week. Players like to start off on the right track, like to have a big night to like jumpstart their season, which we'll get into some guys who have done that. The ring ceremony night for the Thunder.
Yeah.
KD was there to see it, didn't come out to watch it. Steven Adams and Jeff Green did. They announced Steven Adams, they cheer. They announced Kevin Durant, they boo. The whole ambiance, Houston's new improved team. It was there to be competitive, and that's exactly what it was.
You couldn't ask for a better game. Just a double overtime off rip.
It was unbelievable, and the players that you wanted to step up and make plays did.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sengun is the second best center in the NBA. Until I see Joel Embiid come back and is fully healthy.
He did not look fully healthy yesterday. There's a compilation going on Twitter right now where he wasn't jumping.
Yeah, it's his body just, again, it's game one. Maybe give time for his body to adjust and take the toll of his weight in the season, just get his feet under him a little bit. And I'll put third because I have to have respect for Karl Anthony Towns. He's been doing it. It's like people are like, he's the second best. I thought about him like, come on, man. After what I saw Karl do in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
He's just been doing it for too long just for someone to have a great game one and be like, second, I'm not going to do that to Karl. I'm putting Karl still number 2. Sengun's on the cusp, though. He is coming.
Yeah, and we're not overreacting after one game either because he had a great Eurobasket. He was
no.
He was an all-star last year. We just see the trajectory.
No. Yeah. This isn't off one game.
Yeah.
This is off to exactly what you just said. This is what we see coming. And he had a great summer. He actually outplayed Nikola in some of those games, who was the best player in the planet and the best center. Sengun went at him. Last year was an all-star. Comes into game one, hitting hezzy threes. Bro, the dude's game has improved to even a point where he had a couple shots down the stretch where like KD was like, made like that face like, good God, this guy's just talented as shit. They're going to be very good. They have some glaring weaknesses. Shooting is an issue for me. They don't have a lot of shooting. Sengun and KD are like the best shooters on the team. Amen Thompson has to improve his jump shot. I mean, they left him open pretty much every game. A closeout, he would go dribbling back into the traffic because they were sitting there giving him 4 feet of cushion.
Yeah.
If he can just consistently hit a spot shot, it just forces defenders to run at you. And then now, if you get him going downhill, you actually get like a VJ type thing, which we'll get to in a second.
For sure.
But that's what hitting a jump shot can do. Now they're closing out. Now that athletic specimen of what you are is now driving downhill.
Can you tell me why some guys can develop a shot? Like Derrick Rose in the beginning of his career, towards the end, he got became a better shooter. Some guys get better, and some guys never really.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah. And
it's a repetition thing. It's a trust thing. And I can't explain it more than that. Yeah. It's just every player is different. I changed my whole jump shot. A lot of guys can't do it. I don't shoot. I used to shoot with 2 hands. I don't shoot with 2 hands anymore. Most guys can't make that change. I wish I would have done it 6 years ago. I'd probably still be playing. I'm not even kidding. I would 100% still be playing. If I did it too late. By the time I changed, it was my last year in Minnesota. I was up towards, when I played a consistent string of games, I was shooting above 40% from three. It's the first time in my career doing stuff like that.
Well, the reason it's hard for someone to make a big change like that is because you were the number one player in the nation and in a top 10 pick doing what you were doing.
I couldn't
that
change
way.
at that point.
It's hard.
It felt like what I was doing worked. Not to mention, even when I got consistent playing time early in my career, I was shooting pretty decent. You know what I mean? Especially off the dribble. I just knew I was right. I was like, I don't have to change. Look at Reggie Miller. Look at Larry Bird. Everybody's jump shot's different. That's and that's not wrong either. You look at guys like Halliburton and some other guys who have unorthodox jump shots. If it goes in, it goes in. But it gets to a point where, like, if you just nip it early and are able to change your jump shot, you could be even better. You can be better. Lonzo Ball was the same way all the way up until high school. He could have argued the same thing through college to the NBA. I've gotten this far. He changed his jump shot, became a much better jump shooter. Now, obviously, his injuries have derailed his career. If you take all those injuries out, Lonzo's like a top-tier type point guard where you got an athletic two-way player who was shooting around 40 from three because he changed his jump shot. That's the type of player. That's why he was getting those $80 million contracts before he got hurt. So I can't explain it more than that. I don't know why.
Well, so when you look at Amen Thompson's form, do you think it's
just flat?
Yeah.
It's not enough legs for me. He's too powerful of an athlete to be short that much. It'd be one thing if the ball was all over the place, then I would say it's mechanics, something that could be fixed. Well, everything could be fixed, but it'd be mechanics. His jump shot, 4 threes, or I'd say 3 or 4 threes that he shot in that game, hit the front of the rim, barely grazed the rim. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's a freak athlete. So, with those legs on him, he can shoot it from half. Steph Curry is $175, can shoot from half court. It's repetition. And it's where ball placement, he shoots from low to high. So there's a lot of things. I don't want to get too deep into it to bore people. But when you're that short consistently, it's a legs thing. And it means you're not shooting on your way up and just pushing it out. You're getting up and holding it. And you're shooting on your way down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just flat. So that's something they're going to have to address. Because, listen, they lost a lot with Fred VanVleet. People just think it's Fred's experience. That's true. Leadership. That's true. His shooting, guys. He's a knockdown. He's actually one of the better three-point shooters in the NBA, to be completely honest.
Right.
So when Kevin has the ball on the wing and is driving left, you can't help when you're the middle defender guarding Fred VanVleet. Because if you go to help, it's an easy kick to a 40% and above three-point shooter. It's a knockdown. Now that's Thompson. Better player, if you're talking about all around, but you can help off him because I don't have to meet him out there. I have to meet him just to my right. He's coming to me. It's different.
Yeah.
It's a closeouts to my right, not step, and then I got to run back at him and try to run him off. It's the hardest thing to do is run a shooter off because then they're going by you. Him, I'm just going right to my right, and I got to meet him. He's going to come back down. So it's Torreson. He's not a great shooter. These guys, did you see some of the shots they were shooting? These guys can't shoot that well. So it's like that's the only issue with Houston I see right now. They don't have shooting.
So you don't look at that game and think that the Rockets come away feeling really good about the Rockets?
They should because they have to think, okay, listen, we don't have Fred. We just went into the championship. They didn't have Jalen Williams, by the way. The Thunder didn't have their second best player.
Right.
Let's take that into account. But they went there on the road, ring night, and went to double overtime and had multiple chances to win. KD hits a couple free throws. Maybe this shot goes down. That game is won. And they had control of the game the entire game.
Yeah.
What they can hang their hat on is defense. They're with a coach like Ime, they're going to be a top-tier defensive team.
And they're enormous.
And they're humongous.
Yeah.
And they have really good defenders.
Yeah.
That's proven. So that's what you take away from that game is defensively, we're top tier. Offensively, it's game one. We still got to find ourselves here. Figure out ways to get better three looks because we don't have the best shooters. How can we get good looks, open looks, so we can knock some more of these down? Ways to give space to Sengun and KD. Mm-hmm. And then you have to wait for the development of Reed Shepherd. Because
do you want to go over the Reed Shepherd experience from that night?
I do. First off, I think he's very talented. I do think he's going to grow into being a solid point guard. His timetable, though, is under pressure. That's the difference, and you can feel it watching him. I think he knows it. He's not playing for the Wizards. He's not playing for the Charlotte Hornets where you can be bad 5 nights in a row and no one cares. So that way you kind of play free, and then eventually by game 12 or 13 of the season, he starts cooking, and everybody's, oh, look, he's playing well. That's not where Houston's at. Houston's trying to win a championship right now, trying to be off to a good start. Remember, this is a team last year that was one of the top teams in the league record-wise. They want to emulate that again for home court advantage, amongst other things. This is what you think about when you're trying to win a championship. He's playing with Sengun, all-star. He's playing with Kevin Durant, all-star Hall of Famer. He's playing with Amin Thompson, who's going to be, I'm sure, a future all-star. He's coaching. He's being coached by Ime, hard-nosed coach. There's a couple plays where he did it. Ime was looking at him like yelling at him. It's different. And you could feel the pressure. Now,
there were some defensive plays that were, people.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt. On night one, you're going against Cason Wallace, Dort, Caruso. These are guys that were guarding him. It's not an easy night to go get your shit off.
Yeah.
But you got to do it. That's what the good players do. I saw Nembhard and Halliburton cut up. The same guys. Yeah. Now, those guys had their moments, but those guys also had their moments. That's why that went to 7 games. Before Halliburton went hurt, that series could have went either way, by the way, because Halliburton was hooping game 7. Mm-hmm. He had 3, you know what I mean? He came out that was the biggest thing of his injury was saddest. That boy came out to play. So one thing I got to give credit to him, the lights are on. That's going.
He's a completely different player.
Completely different player. It's almost like you put him in a bad game. I'm not betting on Halliburton at all. You put it for your life on the line for biggest. That gonna come play. He is a big time. When the lights are on, I perform, which is a very dope attribute to have. Right. Is knowing your star point guard shows up when the pressure is the most. We're in Houston with this team. They got a young point guard. It's his second year. He's a top 3 pick. He did not play last year. That's very rare. That's another reason why he has a lot of pressure on himself. I think he's putting more on himself than we are. Again, no one came out the next day after the Rockets lost and was like, Reed Shepherd's the reason they lost. Now, if you know the game you watched and you were like, Reed Shepherd's got to be a lot better.
Yeah.
All right? That's what he needs to understand is you're putting more than anybody else. And I promise you, nobody wants you to do better more than yourself. You got to just ease in and just settle in here. So that's the timetable. When do we get that version of Reed? You've seen the clips in practice. You've seen him in Summer League. We've seen him at Kentucky. We know he's a knockdown shooter, highly skilled point guard, very Mark Price-ish. I don't want to compare him to Mark Price. Mark Price is a hooper. So that's yet to be seen. But that's what I see in him.
The potential you see in Reed is exactly what this Rockets team would need.
He's
why.
Very Fred VanVleet-ish. He's undersized, great shooter, skilled. He just doesn't have that confidence or experience that Fred has yet.
And Fred's just a different kind of player on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, Fred's gets after a little bit more.
Yeah.
He's not a great defender, but you can't just punk Fred. And
right.
Fred's the type of guy got good hands. Like that play over, I think it might have been double overtime. He came off, Shai got a switch on Reed, hit him with an in and out, went to the foul line and just bumped him. Literally just bumped him 3 feet and just shot the jumper. And I remember seeing another player on his team. I'm not going to call him out, but when he did it, the guy was just because it's just come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't be bad on offense and on defense. That's the thing. So this learning curve that we're seeing with Reed, there's a lot of pressure there. But he's got to realize, he's got to figure out ways in his mind to not think about that and just block out.
Well, instead of him taking some of the blame, you have a Hall of Famer, a guy in your eyes is a top 10 player of all time, Kevin Durant, who made some mistakes down the stretch, missed a free throw that pretty much would have sealed the game. Called that timeout. Thank God they didn't give him a technical on that one. And I think he dribbled the ball off his foot one time. He had a couple of weird things that we're not used to seeing KD do.
No. He had
in crunch time.
Multiple mistakes.
So it's hey, listen, man, it's first game of the season. You're like you said, he's a 21-year-old. Basically a rookie in our eyes.
He is a rookie. He didn't play last year, guys.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have proper experience. And he wasn't a part of that team that went to the playoffs or the play-in or whatever they were in that had that run. So he doesn't have that. And he's on a team that is trying to win right now. They're like, we're winning. We can win. That's a lot. And then before the season, he's locked into being a backup. I got to back up Fred. That's his pressure. I got to back up Fred VanVleet. He's just, really solid point guard, good shooter. When I come in, there can't be a change. It's got to be same offense. He tears his ACL. It's a big change to go from being a backup starting point guard to you're going to start. Or even if you don't start, you're going to play a lot.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Reed, obviously you don't want anybody to get hurt, but you got to be happy. You got an opportunity here. It also comes with a lot of pressure. my only worry, I'm not worried about his shot, like the 3-point. He shot like shit. He shot bad shots, though. He kept shooting tough shots. I'm not worried about the 3 because he could shoot the shit out the ball. All it takes is for them to play they're going to play one of these bad teams in the next week or so, and he's going to have like 4 or 5 open threes. He's going to knock them down, and his confidence is going to start to it's going to start spinning. Yeah. It's going to start moving. The machine's going to start to come on. Then he's going to be like, okay, I can do this. That's where it starts sometimes. It's tough just night one playing against the Thunder.
Of course.
He couldn't use in a box. Let's play the Rockets 2 months from now. If Shepard's got a couple good games under his belt, now he walks in there like, I owe y'all. Whole different mindset.
Well, a great example would be the Knicks playing the Celtics last year, first game, ring night, and Mikal Bridges had that new jump shot. Celtics beat the hell out of them, right? They made like 63s. And, what happens, at the end in the playoffs, Mikal Bridges has big plays against the Celtics. They beat the Celtics. I know Tatum got hurt, but they were going to win that series anyways.
They were.
So you can see just the course of a season how things could change.
What could do. Now, Mikal has been in the finals, has plenty of experience. So this is where Reed's going to have to take his good games and really help it snowball into something. Just like these bad games can help you do that, unfortunately, you got to take the good with it too. He's going to have to figure that out. My issue with him is defensively. They're going to have to hide him. All right?
They have the team to do it.
And they have the team to do it, so that's good. Offensively, he over-dribbles. And he's out there trying to figure out. A lot of this is, again, it's his first game. It looked like I was watching a rookie. There was multiple times he would dribble and just pick his dribble up and was trying to. I was like, what are you doing? And then he kept just driving left or right, was not going towards the basket. He was going sideways because he couldn't get around these dudes. And then instead of driving or just moving the ball, he kept trying to he was shooting. He shot a turnaround fadeaway at one point. I was just
well, do you think that's part of people being let Reed be Reed? Hey man, play your game. So he's 1 minute he's thinking I gotta,
Bro, he looked off KD 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And this is in the overtime, and he shot a bad shot. And I'm just see, that's not how you're gonna get your rhythm going, bro. Because for one, you're not that good yet. Not saying he isn't. Just that's not where you're at right now. Confidence wise, you're feeling the floor. You don't have it yet. He's got to get just good games where he's just solid, and then let that grow into something. I always tell players just start out. They gave you a little rope. Just start out with that. Let's just start pulling on that slowly, the rope, and then just watch the rope get bigger. And now you can start to be a little bit more experimental out there on the court. You can start to be a little bit more.
So is that what happened with you? Because when you came in, did you end up just going?
No, I didn't.
Your
my
bag?
dad when I played for the Clippers, bro, I didn't just go out there and try to score 30 with Chris Paul and Blake. I was just being solid. I actually hung my head on defense. I had one task. Now, the difference between me and Reed Shepard is Chris Paul didn't tear his Achilles right before the season, and my dad's you're a starting point guard playing with Blake and Chris. We're trying to win a championship, by the way. I would have been because I didn't have that experience. Right. Now, if you would have asked me 60 more games into it, I'd be man, this is what I've been waiting on. But it's a lot to ask from a young man who hasn't played, was a top pick, already feels probably a little bit of embarrassment last year. No other top 5 pick wasn't playing. So he's sitting there just you know what I mean? That's a lot to go through. Yeah. They had to play the Summer League again. You think anybody else in the top 5 was at the Summer League playing? No. These are things as a player you think.
Right.
You get in your head and you're man, I'm the only one in the top 5 that's here. I'm the only one that.
I saw a tweet that said, that pick could have been Steph Castle.
That's what happens. Then
I was man, it's game one. And
you don't think he sees those things?
Yeah.
Because as players, we see it all, just like you do. We're on our phones.
Yeah.
We see it. You don't think he sees that Stephen Castle was picked behind him when Rookie of the Year and all these other guys? Yes. And now he's playing night one. He looked awful versus the Thunder. It was bad. So I think a lot of that was give Thunder credit. Might not have been Reed's night. I think most of that bad performance was all just pressure he's putting on himself a little bit, and it being just game one. Just he has to find his rhythm. He's got to get used to playing with guys like KD. He's got to get used to being relied on at this level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to take some time. So, again, the best thing about the NBA is he got 81 more games. So he didn't look good last night or the night before, opening night. They got 81 more for him to fine-tune himself, and I have no doubt he will. So, and the good news is that Houston can hang their hat on 10 other things that they looked good about. So that's my overall assessment of Shepard. I think he's fine. He'll be a very talented player. He's just got to find himself.
Yeah, and I love the role for KD on this team where he can really just – they have Şengün, who looks like he's going to be the star. Thompson every night's going to do something that's going to wow you. I think KD gets to go just kind of get buckets, right? Like this is a really good role for him. This is a really good team. We knew it was going to be, but seeing it, especially in the first half, because in the second half he wasn't as involved as much, but in the first half seeing it, I was like, okay, this is a perfect role for KD for where he's at in his career.
They have a big three. Now, the third guy in that group is still developing, which is Amen Thompson. He's still...
But I think every night you're going to see him do something different.
Yeah, he's going to get more confident too. Like, I'm sure he looked at the night like, man, I got to get a little bit more into my jump shot. I got to get my... You know what I mean? Like, these are things that just you have to assess as a player. But starting with Kevin Durant and Sengun, you're talking about top 3 center and a top 3 power forward, and then you go from there. Then you got good size and length and talent around you. Jabari Smith made some very big plays and threes. You have him. Torrey Eason was a little out of control offensively. He was a little bit out of sorts, but he's a good defender.
He also just didn't sign his extension like the day before, I believe. So I don't know if he
sign it.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, that probably was a lot going on in his head.
I can imagine. Every time I talk to a player, going through a contract issue, it's always
it's way different from getting it done and signing and feeling from then being like, bro, what's going on here?
Yeah,
I can imagine. So, but he'll be much better. So. They got a good team.
We got to get to the Thunder, and we got to talk about Shai in the second half in the overtime.
So Shai is he's unbelievable. He is the best guard in the NBA. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? And we talked about this on the phone during the game.
I had Luka notoriously. I've had Luka the past 4.
We'll see what happens after Skinny Luka gets a season under his belt. And he had a 40
something the other day. But it's just the way Shai does it, man.
So we talked about this on the phone during the game. I wanted to cover on the pod. How come there are a few plays every game where Shai kind of just gets through a couple of defenders and has a wide open layup? And you know what I mean? I'm just like, it looks like the defense is stuck.
Sometimes when a team over like communicates to try to guard like a really good player, that type of thing happens. I used to see it with James Harden all the time. You even see it with Giannis sometimes. Giannis would drive and like the defense would be like, "What was it? Your shirt? You're so like robotic is the term. You're so robotic where you're like, all right, if he has the ball, if Shai has it, then it's this and this. Instead of just playing basketball, like if you were playing pickup and Shai drove, you would leave your guy and be like, Shai ain't scoring,
right?
But in the NBA, you're like, I'm here, or this is our defensive plan because when Shai gets it, we're supposed to be right. You just end up you do it too much. You're too robotic with sometimes some of these guys. So like every once in a while, you'll see Shai break down the defense, James Harden, and they get to the paint. Like you'll see a weak side guy like stuck in mud, like.
Neither of those guys are going really fast at the basket either.
They're like cruising in there, and then they get this layup, and everybody's like, what just happened? Yeah. It just happens with those type of players sometimes. They actually end up getting an easy shot, which they deserve considering the other 98% of their shots are like contested over a double team. Yeah. So those guys end up like getting one sometimes. It's funny.
It's like the C parts for them sometimes.
They'll get by, and like the other guys are like, what's happening? You know what I mean? It's so strange. But he was unbelievable. His mid-range is elite. I'm waiting for someone to try to force him right.
Well, clearly it's in the game plan, but if you can,
but I mean, Thompson, you're up 2. He comes down, he does this thing where he side and then goes into it. It's his move.
Yeah.
When he goes left, his jumper is automatic. And I'm not saying going right, you're going to stop Shai. So I'm not saying I figured it out. I do know his numbers drastically drop going right. I do know his.
But isn't that the great ones, right? Where it's like, you know what to do, you know how to guard them, but they still get it done. You know Giannis is going to Euro step and try to get to the basket.
They'll get it done because you have a pick and roll to help get a guy off. Then you can go either way because you have a big in front of you.
Yeah.
If I'm guarding you one-on-one, you ain't going left. It's not happening. I'm going to shade you the other way. And if you score that way, you score. But it's not going the way that you're used to going. Yes, you could stop that. Bro, I that drove me crazy watching the game. He kept going left to the point where after he hit the shot, and there's 2 seconds left where Rockets had a chance to, I think Sengun ended up shooting it and he missed before they went to overtime. They're coming to the huddle. Ime is looking at Thompson yelling, why are you forcing him left? Force him the other way. It's like people used to do with Chris Paul. If you let Chris Paul go to the, what side of the floor is it? I think it's left, or is it right? I think it's the left side of the floor. I could be wrong. I'm blanking right now, which is weird. But either way, Chris Paul's notorious for shooting one way. To the point where if you force him the other way, he won't even...
I feel like it's him dribbling left.
He won't even look to shoot.
Yeah.
Not that he can't. He's Chris Paul, guys. So, yes, he can shoot either way. People hear this like, he can shoot. Guys, I know. He's a Hall of Famer. Shai can shoot going to his right, and he can score to his right. The guy doesn't average 30-plus a game just going one way. But statistically, he likes going this way more. And if you look at any end of the game, he getting back to that left. It's just a known thing. It happened on the left. How many times during that game did you see him drive on the right side of the floor, bring it up on the right side? He never brings it up on that side of the floor.
Yeah.
It's always the left side. That's what he likes. He likes going left. It's like LeBron. LeBron likes shooting left. He won't ever go right unless it's all the way to the basket. He only shoots going left. The only time he goes right is when he looks down and does that thing where you know he's going to shoot.
Yeah.
It's like there are the guys have tails. Good defenders got to see. That's where like Thompson is a elite defender, but the mind is he's still young and like so many things.
Yeah, he's a good defender off just raw ability.
Off raw ability,
Yeah.
like him being crafty that's when he gets that, he'll be unanimous. He'll be what like you see some of these other guys be.
Yeah, but do you like Thompson playing both sides of the ball, guarding Shai, and then also bringing the ball up on the other end?
He has to.
It's a lot. It's a
It
lot.
is a lot.
Even during, like we talked about Kawhi down the stretch of his career, they had him playing less defense because he had more of an offensive load. It's hard to do both. I mean, he's young and he can do both right now for sure.
The coach of the Rockets, that's the team that has him 10 years problem from now.
Yeah.
We're gonna wear you down. The legs are spry right now while I'm coaching you. It's like how Tip's like, who coaches him in 6 years and where his knees right is not my problem. I know if I don't win, I'm going to get fired. He's playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
That's just what it's going to be. Like, I don't know what to tell you. If I got Thompson on my team, brother, you're guarding the best player. You or Torrey. Yeah, those are the two off the bat. Are the two best defenders on the team. And then you can
Okogie. He was playing a very scrappy game. Where the
hell he come from? Hey, listen, there are a few guys in the league, and it's not a disrespectful thing. So when I say this, I'm just like, how the hell did you get there? How the Okogie's still in the Okogie's still on the team. I saw Jordan McLaughlin last night play for the damn the Spurs. I was like, what the he doing in there? How the hell did he get on
former
there?
teammate. You're allowed to say these things.
I saw Kogi night one.
That's how you felt about Corey Joseph last year.
Night two, and then Spencer Dinwiddie's in Russia. The shit is just like, my mind is just like, I'm trying to figure this shit out. You know, this is what Jaylen Brown comments the other day that went viral is about.
Well, we said on the last pod, I go, we're talking about positionless basketball, and you go, I don't give a damn about the positions anymore. I want the best 400 players in the NBA.
That's my wish. It's not true.
Yeah.
We don't have the 400 best players in the NBA. I'd say maybe 300 and something are.
Right.
There's a good 50 to 60 players.
And it's due to specialists and potential.
It's due to specialists, potential, or personality. That's what it is.
Well, personality is like that end of the bench. We're not going to
end of the bench.
End of the bench, end of his career.
Joel Ingles is not better than me at basketball. I like Joe. I saw him the other day at Park Ave having a coffee. Really nice guy, beautiful family, nothing against him. He's nowhere near as good as me at basketball.
Yeah, but Joe, he is just one hell of a guy. Okay?
But he's hilarious. He's a good vet,
right.
And Minnesota loves him. There's a difference there. Okogie is a hard-nosed guy. He's just going to go play hard as hell and just like run around and chicken with his head. He's going to do all the dirty work. He's going to be the first there to practice. He's not going to say anything if he doesn't play. He's going to be low maintenance, no maintenance. So you'll put him in, or that's why, then you don't have John Wall's not playing, or, I'm not playing, but the list goes on. I could keep going down. Who's not signed? Westbrook just got signed. So to Jaylen Brown's point, yes, by and large, we had the best players in the world. We know that. There are like a lot of guys you see on teams who just are there because they're a good fit, low maintenance, nice guy. And then to the other part is potential. You have these 6'7", this team, the NBA is full of them. I look at every roster, 6'7", 6'6". Guys can't play a lick of basketball. Don't know how to play, but they're tall and they could be great. So they're on the team. So you got a bunch of NBA players right now that aren't really NBA guys.
Because you discover the next Giannis, if you discover the next guy, but then, you're going to fail a bunch. For every Giannis, there's a bunch of, I'm not going to name it, like Thon Maker.
You got a 98% fail rate for most of these. But I've yet to see, most of these long players don't work out. Yeah. But everyone wants a Trey Murphy, and everyone thinks they're going to find a Herb Jones just in the second round. And a few will.
Yeah.
But most of you will not.
So if you were a GM, you wouldn't take those shots? and try to find those guys and take those risks, at least in the second round.
It depends. Again, and that's why I don't complain about it anymore. I used to. I understand now.
Yeah.
There's two sides of it. If I'm coaching the Pelicans, all right, or that's a bad choice because they're like in the middle ground. But if I'm coaching the Wizards, I don't want Dinwiddie. I'll take a chance on the 6-7 wing because we're gonna lose anyway. We're not going anywhere. So what the do I want to?
Dinwiddie might win us a game or two.
Yeah, I don't want to win games, and I don't want a 30-year-old leading us. I'll take a chance on the 6-7 guy. If he works out, it's much better for me.
Yeah, but then we talk about the younger players need to develop around older vets. When a team is just ran by a bunch of younger guys,
and that's why.
Who are the vets that are passing it down?
So here we are. We're in the circle of life of the NBA.
Yeah.
Of how some teams aren't able to figure that out yet, and why some teams are bad.
You don't think it's good for the Wizards that CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton are on the team, showing these guys how to play?
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, showing who?
Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington.
I like the kid from Texas.
Yeah.
Johnson. He's good.
Yeah. Trey Johnson. He's nice. I like his game. Can shoot the hell at the ball. Looked really good last night versus Milwaukee. It's going to be a good draft.
We
got, by the way,
Alex Sarr for me is I saw him have a 6'2" guy guarding him in the post. He did a hook shot over him, an air ball. I don't. Some of these guys, man, it's just too much. Listen, we'll end this conversation here. I'm all for the NBA no matter what it is. It's either you're with it or you're not. People always keep talking about the evolution of the game and the NBA. Listen, you either get with it or you get lost. All right, I'm gonna get with it because I love the game of basketball, so I'm gonna support it no matter what. Do I agree with Jaylen Brown? I do. Do I believe the 450 greatest players in the league are in the NBA right now? No. I believe 380 of them are. I do believe there's a good 50 to 60, meaning there's 1 to 3 guys on each roster that are there because they're either a nice guy, low maintenance, politically fit in, or they have a whole bunch of potential, not because they're good. And the NBA is riddled with that. So there's a cause and effect of that. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Do I understand it? I do. Because most of these teams, they don't need an older guy. So I'd rather put my cards on the young guy. Because if it does pan out, we got one. I get it. I'm just saying because of that, there is an effect. This isn't the 90s. The 90s or early 2000s, the best players were in the NBA. They didn't give a shit about that other stuff. It's can you play or not?
Yeah.
Now it's how good will you be?
I would love to do a study where we look at the teams at the bottom of the conferences in the 90s and see their rosters. See if they were young, or were they old, were they vets?
Those guys were 34 years old. It's the opposite. It's too bad. we needed to go the other way. You had guys like 34 years old, like on the end of the bench, like, right now when I used to play, we don't need that either. We don't need that. Yeah. So we went from that to now we're too far the other way. Now the league looks like an extension of college basketball.
Yeah.
It's like just I'm doing my doing some recon for my upcoming games. I'm looking at these rosters and I'm just like, holy shit, man, who are some of these dudes? So I have to go back and look at their college highlights. This guy averaged 8 points as a freshman in the NBA. I'm just like, okay, but he's 6'9".
Yeah. It's kind of like when Kobe got into the league and he was 17, and it was never a guard, right? It was always big men like Kevin Garnett that would do something like that. When Kobe did it, people were talking about it in a negative way, it seemed like a lot. Like, why would a 17-year-old guard? Like, he's not ready. He should go to college. Now, it's the opposite, right? You'd be excited about it. Your young teams want to stack their teams.
That's the way the league is now, for sure, 100%. And, again, it is what it is. I don't really care. We're talking about the last back 50, 60 in the NBA anyway.
Right.
So, yes, are there some guys that should be on a roster spot? Yeah, but they're not guys who are going to be playing a lot of minutes anyways. Like, if I was in the NBA, if John Wall or Spencer Dinwiddie or Ben Simmons, we're not talking about mid-level guys at our point in this career anyway. That's the point. So they're like, well, if that's the case, I'm just going to give this contract to the 18-year-old who could be $70 million.
By the way, when you give them those 4-year, $4 million contracts to a second-round pick, if they end up popping, you have them on this crazy deal. Yeah,
you have them locked up.
Yeah.
So that's why this exists. There's just a cause and effect of it. Because of that, there's a lot of good guys that just aren't on a roster. And you see the NBA kind of going in a direction sometimes. You're like, man, some of these guys should just be in the NBA. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But it is what it is.
I want to get to. There's two guys. 2 games last night. There's a VJ Edgecomb game, and then there's a Wembanyama game. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with VJ. Austin Rivers elite alumni.
That's how we're gonna start it every time he does anything. It could be 10 years from now.
Well, I got another one coming. Mikael Brown will be doing the same shit next year, and I'm gonna be saying the same thing. I don't give a damn if you left to go to that team in North Carolina that no one cares about. All right, people only care about my team.
You don't sound jaded at all.
Completely jaded. Nah. VJ was incredible. See, and that's my point to you. All right, about Reed Shepherd. You're like,
oh, he's bringing it back to Reed.
No, because you're like, it's his first game. He's going against Case and Wallet. But this is who they're going to have to be competing against to win, man. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
VJ went against Derek White in like first game.
Yeah, against the Celtics organization. Like, that's a crazy franchise.
Yeah, first game going against Derek was guarding him. 34.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Again.
That Bahamas national team thing, I think, really helped him out a lot mentally. I think he saw a bunch of pros around him, and he was like...
VJ's delusionally confident.
Yeah.
I just know him. He's a delusionally confident. He thought he was better than me when he was 15. He's like, well, I play you on ones, I'm beating you. I was like, VJ, you're not. I played on one-on-one and I dogged him. Yeah. But he was mad when he lost. I actually got pissed. I remember beating him and him being like slamming the ball. And I'm like, what?
What did you think was supposed to happen?
What did you think you were going to be better than me? This is when I was going into my last year. This is when I was going into my last year in Minnesota. He was a junior going into senior in high school. I was just like, but you're not going to beat me on one-on-one. We played 6 games. He beat me once, but we're only going to 3. So, But I beat him the other 5. And then we did a shooting contest, 3-point round, and it got nasty. Yeah. I remember him being like, damn.
I mean, his shot's getting better at the moment.
Yeah, like, he was learning how to shoot the NBA 3. So by the 40th shot, his arms just like, he couldn't keep up.
So you think that interaction helped propel him into, motivate him into...
No, all I'm saying is I am the reason for his success. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's like a light.
He's just gotten better and better. Right. And his confidence is so high. You see it in his interviews. They're like, you've played so well in preseason, man. Like you play like you're not a rookie. He goes, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't that good. Like that comment just tells you, like, but he thinks he's supposed to be on the floor. He thinks he's supposed to be playing ahead of Paul. Probably will now. If I see that game, I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna pull up to Paul's house. This is if I'm Daryl Morey. Paul, I got the limo out front.
Limo?
Oh, I'm going to let him. Limo. 5-star. I'm going to get him out the house. I got to grease him.
Class act. Yeah, Class act.
Get you to the airport. You got to get the out of here. Let's get you out.
Yeah.
No.
Man, that left to right on Xavier Tillman. And then Jaylen Brown decided.
Business decision.
Jaylen Brown does that to people. That's the craziest thing.
He thought about it.
Yeah.
He went to jump and then realized when he exploded off the ground, he's like, I'm not going to get this one. It's also really hard to block someone coming full speed, jumping off 1 foot. They're going too fast. So if you don't time it right, you're getting dunked on. It's like if you went off 2 feet, they can meet up. When someone's going full, like when Westbrook used to drive and go like this, if you're not already up in the air, first off, it's going to hurt. Yeah. Secondly, you're going to get dunked on. He's going too fast. He's going to sneak dunk you. It's just like things you think of as like, you're not jumping like that. I've only been dunked on in my life trying to block someone who jumped off 1 foot. When you go 2 foot, I'm gonna pin your shit.
Yeah, people like when you dunk on somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean the guy that had the ball jumped higher than the defender.
No, it's timing.
Yeah, it's timing catching the ball. I remember Chandler dunked on JJ Hickson one time. JJ Hickson got way higher. He just missed. Yeah, he just missed the
sometimes
block.
The guy's going down and the other one's still going up. Like sometimes you jump too early and this guy jump. It's just a timing thing. When you jump off 1 foot, it's so fast. You don't have the. You can see Jaylen jumping. Was like, I'm not gonna get up there. Right. Especially with how that guy explodes. VJ is a springboard. Right. He's one of the freakiest. He's had a couple of dunk attempts already in preseason. He's going to have a couple ant-like dunks this year. Like, he's going to baptize somebody. What people weren't aware of is his game. Yeah. I knew VJ Edgecomb was a serious problem. I knew he was a certified pro. When I went to the NBA Top 100 camp, I already knew he was good. He played for my program. I watched plenty of his games with Mikael Brown. So I knew the kid could play. When I went to the NBA Top 100 camp, and he was going against Cooper, is when I knew he could be a player. He was going at him. They were both going at it. And you can see Cooper had the respect of, like, it's always been a thing, him and VJ. He's always gotten the best of VJ, but he's always had a high regard for VJ. Yeah. VJ and him were light years better than everybody else in that camp. And AJ. Those are the 3 guys. It seemed like everybody else was just behind. 4 players, actually. It was Peterson. It was De'Aaron Peterson, AJ, AJ DeBancha, VJ, and Cooper Flagg. And then Cameron Boozer. That was the 5.
Sidebar, Cameron Boozer in an exhibition game against UCF.
Yeah.
It looked good.
There was about 100, 200 yards, and there's everyone else. Yeah. So I knew then, and it's the way he plays. He doesn't need a lot of dribbles. He's a quick decision, plays off the ball guard. He's not coming down, bink, 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 bink. He's a catch and shoot, straight line drive guy. Quick decision, freak athlete, moves it at the ball. Great spot up jump shot. He's pro ready. So did I think he's going to have 34 versus Celtics? No. But I wasn't going to be surprised if he had 15, 16 opening night. That's how good he is.
Yeah, 15, 16 in the first couple minutes, it looked like.
Of the game. And after that, it was hell.
Yeah.
So
even seeing a guy like Tyrese Maxey defer to him, just give him the ball, get him up.
No,
like,
he's already
he has the respect of
earned the respect of the team. And I heard that in like the fourth day or third day of training camp, him and Maxey started playing ones after and like really getting after it and like talking. And I heard they got into it a couple, like friendly, competitive. That's how you earn the respect, though, of one of the best players on the team. Tyrese Maxey is one of the best guards in the NBA. This guy had 19 in the second quarter versus Celtics, by the way. They're cutting through them.
Yeah.
There's blood in the water with the Celtics.
Yeah. People are trying to get their revenge from the last few years.
The big sharks are not around. Tatum's not around. Yeah. All right. Drew Holiday's not around. Porzingis, you're just seeing people are going into Beamtown like, this water's a little warmer, a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
We used to come in here and just hope to stay in the game with these dudes. Now, like, I'm not getting pressured by Drew and this guy, and Porzingis isn't down there. It's just a different team right now. So people get their licks off. Boston been busting ass for the past 3-4 years. Yeah, teams are going to be going in there this year, but like, all right, enough.
Right.
We're getting our get back now. It's like when Jordan left, the Bulls were good, but Knicks are. I got a poster in my dad's office of him holding his hands up, beating them like doing this. Like, Michael came back and that shit was quiet. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, people smell blood in the water with Boston right now, and you could tell. Yeah. But VJ, 34 points, tying was it Will Chamberlain or some shit? Like, yeah, man. Very proud. I put it right up on my Instagram. We had to claim him. Yeah. And now we're just so proud of him, bro. He's such a good dude. He's such a young, hungry, young man. Wants to be great, and there's just no doubt he's going to be. So very excited for him.
You know what the crazy thing is? This is nothing against Dylan Harper. He's probably going to be really, really good. It looks like a really promising player. The fact that the Spurs could have got VJ with Wembanyama, those guys could have been.
But I told you that's who they should have picked.
No, but I mean, Dylan Harper has always been that guy.
I think Dylan's gonna be great
with their class. Yeah,
Dylan's a. We're not.
Well, I'm just saying, based off those two of the best performances last night.
No, but it's VJ's game.
It's nuts. It's nuts that they could have been teammates.
It's VJ's game, though. It's VJ's game. It fits with the Spurs. It's ball movement. Yeah. It's playing off the catch.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone's talking about, like De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, how that's going to work.
That's the problem. That's my only issue with that. Okay. Now Spurs historically have drafted their ass off, so I'm not questioning anything that RC Buford or anybody over there is doing because they have the remedy. It'd be like Sam Presti drafting someone, like I don't know. It's like, bro, why don't you let Sam Presti do his thing? Yeah, that's how I feel about the Spurs. Respectfully, they went and got Stephen Castle. They sniffed that out. You know what I mean? So they usually do this right. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
My thing is Stephen Castle next to VJ defensively running around with Wemby. I saw that, and his game is not predicated off handle. VJ can have 30 just by being out there. That is a skill that you can't teach in the NBA, for one. And then you already have a ball-dominant guy who's nasty and De'Aaron Fox, who didn't play, he's hurt. So, like, that was my thing. I don't – that's why I was like, man – but then a part of me thinks that the Spurs are thinking long-term. And even though De'Aaron Fox isn't old, he's not young, and they're like, Wemby and these other guys are very young – we want like a 5-year window with these guys. And we think these guys are good enough to where we're not going to be in the lottery going forward. So if we have our chance to get a top-level guard right now for the future, we're just going to grab him.
A guy that can handle the ball. I mean, you got Wembanyama, right? Steph Castle's not going to be your main ball handler, right? But he could be an off-the-ball guy. Yeah. So when you have Dylan Harper to me, I get it. It makes sense, just not with De'Aaron Fox. But they're going to be fine. I'm just saying, just watching the games last night.
Bet for the future. Yeah. I think they saw this runway with this young group for a while, and they figured, hey, we're going to be pretty good this year. Victor is as we'll get into, is what he is. Steph and all these other guys, we're a lot better than what people think we're going to be. We're probably not going to be back in the lottery again. So
this is our last chance.
If we got a chance to get an elite guard for the future, let's grab one. Yeah. I don't know what De'Aaron Fox is going to look like.
And Dylan Harper, like I said, he's been that guy in this class.
So that's right why they're like, let's just grab him. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I get it. But my thing is like, VJ's good right now. VJ's ready to go now. I said this a year ago to my dad. I said, yo, this kid I got on my team is a pro. And he's like a pro that could play right now. You could put him in an NBA game and he could perform. He's a quick decision, straight line drive assassin with freakish athletic ability and a knockdown jump shot. What he doesn't have yet is the off the dribble. That's the next phase. But right now, you don't need it in the NBA.
Yeah.
If you could just hit spot shots, quick rip and drives with his athletic ability, and he does have a little bink, not like to the level of like what a James or like Shai, but you saw that crossover versus Boston. He's got a little shit. He can get somebody. Then if he gets anywhere near the paint, springboard.
Well, let's enjoy this version of him now because eventually, after a few years, he's going to do what
He's going to start tapping.
Anthony Edwards did, where he's like, we're going to pick and choose our spots.
Yeah.
I got to worry about the future. But right now, it looks like he's just trying to dunk on everyone all the time.
VJ with the Spurs. Just thinking about that is.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he was fantastic. Wemby was unbelievable.
Unbelievable doesn't do it. Unbelievable.
No, he had a couple. First off,
those highlights.
I watched a play where I yelled to where my fiance ran into the room because she thought something. I hurt myself. First half, he gets PJ Washington in the air. All right, little pump fake. He's going towards the basket.
By the way, is PJ Washington going to block a Wemby jump shot? 7-7.
What are you doing, PJ? PJ sometimes just looks like he's not there. And I like PJ.
Yeah.
But he's either like all in, tough guy, like, like this, hitting shots, or he's just like out there playing like basketball. I don't know what he's doing sometimes. The announcer said the same thing. He's like, why is PJ jumping? And it was a slow jump. He was like, I said, what are you doing, bro? Anyways, he gets him in the air. 80's at the basket. I'm thinking, this is going to be a little challenge. 80 swipes at it. Victor somehow in his mind comes up with the idea to do a goddamn Scottie Pippen rock the cradle dunk under the rim and one dunk.
It was crazy.
I've never seen that highlight in my life. But the bench, I literally got up out of my bed and yelled. I go, whoa! Adriana comes in. She goes, what? I was like, Victor. She goes, oh my God. And then walks out. I was like, no, baby, come back. Victor, you didn't see this dunk. Come see this dunk. She's like, I don't get it. I was like, get out. Of course you don't get it. And then the second half, just this double bink behind the back step.
No,
back.
Derek Lively goes up for a shot. Victor volleyball.
He didn't block it. He didn't block it, and he could have grabbed it.
He caught it and threw it.
What he did was disrespectful. What Victor did was disrespectful. He could have blocked that shot. He grabbed it and decided to throw it down on the ground.
Gronkowski spiked it down.
He just spiked the ball down. Derek didn't know what just happened. He was like, all right, that was kind of rude. And then he was running down the court. Then he comes right back at him, in and out, had him, could have went to the lane, came back.
A Cupid shuffle to the side.
I want a little more. I'm not done with you yet. He hit him with the in and out cross and was like, you know what, Derek, I need a little bit more. Went behind his back twice, then shot a step back and 1-3. We're not even talking about the and one. He also had pump fake on AD in the first half, where he got up like this and was already talking. Bro, the boys wanted no smoke.
Bro, Cooper, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively are aliens in their own right.
Is Gafford hurt?
Yeah, I didn't
see him.
These guys are freaks in their own right. You know what I mean? Completely just
Correct.
Animals. And Wembanyama made it look like
it
looked like child's play, man. It was crazy.
He is a man amongst boys. You even saw Stephen Castle came out after the game, was like, he's the best player in the NBA. And I'm telling y'all, this guy's become that. Now, Shai, Nikola, Luka, some of these guys who've had that title, Giannis, you got to put in more work to get that title. But the fact that your teammates are pushing you that, he's going at AD. First, AD's got to lose weight. All right. And I know he said he came in purposely to be heavy. That's bullshit. And I love Anthony. You're too heavy. You're slow.
Yeah, especially if you're going to play the 4 this year.
He came into camp, and it's the first thing people noticed. Everybody's like, why are you kind of a little bit chubby in the face? He just kind of looked a little bit overweight. Now, he's not fat. He's 7 foot, guys. He's never going to get fat. But just was bigger to the point where you're it looks like he just has too much weight on. And he said the comments of I always like to come in and weight this big. That way I could slim down. It's a typical. That's what every overman. That is what's been said by every man who's ever came into camp out of shape. They've came with that excuse.
They're gonna just lose it during.
I like to come in a little bit heavy just because of all the sweat and training camp. Then I get in that perfect weight where I'm at. Why can't you?
It's all timing.
Why couldn't you just come into camp like that right now? You could have just trained and came into camp in shape. Game 1, you could have been in shape. Anthony Davis is not in his best shape. Sorry. And I love AD. That's my boy. And he's Hall of Famer, top 75, blah, blah, blah. All there. Right now, in his 14th, 15th year, this is when, if any time, AD, you got to be light. because you don't move the same as you used to. And that's not you. That's a human problem, not an AD problem. That's just human DNA. We age. You're in your 15th year. Yeah. No one else is LeBron. No one else has that remedy. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Tim Duncan has the blueprint too, where he lost a lot of weight at the end of his career and made his career. And
still found a way to be effective, even if he was a shell of himself. He still was potent in other ways. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where AD has to find that niche. Al Horford's done the same thing. Al Horford is not he's a shell of himself athletic wise, but he only improved his jump shot. He's a high IQ basketball player, and he's been able to age with grace to the point where multiple teams, even at his age, still want him. So that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
So that, you could just see it. AD wasn't ready. Derek Lively wasn't ready. And Wemby was, when I say Derek Lively wasn't ready, he was ready to play. AD wasn't ready, just the shape. Derek wasn't ready, Wemby's just too good. Wemby is unbelievable.
Can we please get maybe 65, 70 games out of this guy this year?
I'm hoping. That's the last thing you want is a guy like that going down. He is an alien, and it is for real. I mean, the shit he's doing doesn't even look. He had a play where he got a guy in the air, passed it as a little give and go. They threw it to him, but it was a high pass. He caught it. And then, did you see, you know what I'm talking about? He dunked it, but his bottom foot was still touching like the ground when he dunked it. And everybody's bench was just like, you can see guys were just like, some of them are used to it because they just got up and clapped. Other guys on the bench were just like, yeah, this dude is so not natural.
But he was better than we thought he would be his first year. Better last year than we thought he would be, and already this year.
And it's his coordination.
Yeah.
His coordination for his size doesn't make sense. A guy that long and tall is just usually just behind and goofy and just slow. And there's like, this guy has guard-like tendencies.
Yeah.
Some of these bigs, and this is the other side of what we're talking about, the evolution of the game. They're so skilled. Sengun multiple times went to the basket and was Euro stepping around guys. Centers don't do that.
It's crazy.
He slow stepped a couple times. You know the move I do when I go to the basket?
Yeah.
He did that 4 times versus OKC. Sengun was in there, was like slow step around. Bro, that's a 300-pound center doing it. He's unguardable.
By the way, we said Sengun was the second best center in the NBA. I guess Wembanyama doesn't count as a position.
Is he a center?
I don't know what he's got going on.
I'd put him as a power forward. I don't think he's a center. I put him as a power forward. He can play center due to his height, obviously, and length, but I have him as a power forward. And I have him as the best power forward in the NBA.
Over Giannis?
No, second.
I'm going to say, see, that's what happens when if you're in the Giannis camp, like 37 last night. It's just,
Giannis is still
people are just like so numb to it.
But he's still regarded. He's still regarded.
Yeah, Giannis is the guy, but it's just.
He was third in MVP voting this year. Going into the season, they have him. People think he's primed to win another one.
Yeah.
He's won 2. He's on a team now where he's have to put a lot of work for them to be competitive. In the East, if they're able to be like a 4-5 seed and he's averaging like 30-something lead the league in scoring, he's going to be up for MVP.
Yeah, and him and Sengun both did good in Eurobasket, and I think that just kind of makes them more season ready.
The MVP race is down to 3 dudes again. Let's call it for what it is. There's always a 4th guy, whether it's a Jalen Brunson.
I'm interested to hear this.
Luka.
I know you're doing Shai, Jokic, and was it Giannis?
Yes, that's the 3.
If Wembanyama does this.
You'd have to do it all year for that. Those guys do that.
He's not going to do that all year, but
no, not the freakish highlights, but those numbers. That's Giannis does it every night.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're the best defensive player in the NBA, so that half of the game, you're the best, and now your offense is like this. What's your argument? Like he is.
The numbers offensively.
You just don't want to give it to him this early. That's it.
No. I would love to. It'd be great for the game to have a young guy win the MVP. I'm tired of the same 3 guys. I'm also tired of people from not our country winning it.
Yeah.
That Wemby would add to the list. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Come on. Where are our guys? Where are our guys? Bro, it's the same dudes every year. It's Giannis, Nikola, Shai.
It was Embiid for a while.
It was Embiid. And then Luka's sprinkled in there. Now Wemby. Who from our group? We had Tatum, never really was seriously considered, although he had some moments where you could have put him in there. He's first team All-NBA. And we have Ant, who people are hoping can take this jump. Last night he looked pretty damn good, by the way. The dagger, the shit he was doing versus Portland. Those poor bastards. They had a lot going on, though, last night. For Chauncey not to be there. Was Chauncey there?
Yeah, I think I rested this morning.
I wonder if he knew. I wonder if he's on the sideline I wonder if he was looking in the stands, looking at the NBA I can't do it right now. Not on live TV.
This game goes overtime.
This game goes to triple overtime. Oh man, that's actually not funny.
Yeah, that's not funny.
But no.
That's not good. Come on.
Stop saying that. We don't have to edit everything. What is this?
Okay, keep it in.
You act like we're on the Disney Channel. I know it's NBC, but we could come on.
Okay.
I don't really I don't have anybody else in that group. We had hopes that just haven't turned out. They've been good players. John Morant's a really good basketball player, guys. He's an all-star. At one point, after his rookie year, people were like, "Holy shit, is he gonna be the next Iverson?"
I was like, "This is gonna be the point guard of Team USA."
Yeah, if his jumper keeps improving, because that was the thing. His jumper, everyone's like, "That's gonna get better." He's working on it. He just has like stayed there. If anything, he's kind of gone a little bit down. Still very good, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Zion Williams, another American hope, very good player, but it's been health issue or this like. So like some of our guys just haven't. You know what I mean? Where all of their guys have. Shai, Luka, and Wemby, their projects just keep flourishing. They just keep getting better. A big argument is when their season is done, they go and play all summer. All summer they play.
For sure.
Where did USA guys play this summer? Rico Hines? We don't have it. Our guys go to Cabo, and our guys go on vacation, or they stay at home.
That's a hot take. You're
Luka
saying these guys that continue to play at a high level.
Bro, they continue to get better.
But you also don't want to burn them out either, right? Like Luka played every summer for like 8 years.
And that's the difference. That's a cost of it. Yeah. That's a cost. I'm saying they get to their prime pretty damn quick. These guys play, and they go play. They play and then play. And then they come back to the NBA season. They're always in shape. Luka's the only one somehow has figured out a way to get out of shape in between Euro basketball and the NBA. But it's usually probably because of the burnt out thing. Luka probably just doesn't touch a ball for like a month because he's balled all 11 months of the year. I think historically, the last month before training camp, Luka don't touch a ball.
Yeah. And
he tries to get his legs back. So then he comes in out of shape and like he's like a step behind everybody. He's like, he doesn't work hard, bro. He's been playing all summer. I don't know if you watched. He was averaging 30-something for Slovenia. Where the he's from.
Slovenia.
Yeah, so it's just like, come on. But these guys get better.
You know who could be another, if we're talking about the next American MVP, some of the guys in the running, you mentioned
we've had some tough blows, too. I think Halliburton going down and Tatum, like we've had some tough goes.
Paolo could be the next American MVP.
Yes.
Who would be the next? Think about it. Who are the
Paolo's our best hope. Paolo and Ant.
And if the Cavs won a crazy amount, even though they lost yesterday, a crazy amount of games, like Donovan Mitchell would have been in the mix. That would have been like a team award.
Evan Mobley is going to be their guy going forward, by the way. I think Donovan Mitchell's the guy who closes games for them. I think Evan Mobley's their best player on the team. I know that's a hot take, but it's not really. I think Evan Mobley, for the Cleveland Cavaliers to win a championship, Evan Mobley has to be the best player on the team. On the team, more than Donovan.
But Donovan Mitchell still closes
Donovan has to close as a two-guard. It's like Shaq was the best player in the Lakers. 3 minutes left. Get the away, give it to Kobe. Right. We don't want the ball in your hand, Shaq. You're going to foul you. Or something else is going to happen. I don't like finishing the games through the post period. That's why you don't see it. The only guy I've ever seen do it correctly was Nikola. He's a great passer, and he can play from the perimeter.
And Jamal Murray still takes those game winners pretty much a lot of the time.
Correct. Yeah. So Donovan's got to be the closer. Evan's got to grow into I'm the guy. It's been Donovan he's been the guy, the closer, the this. Now it's like, yo, Evan, you're the guy now. You can be that. You're that good. If you can be a guy that averages not 18, not 19, not 20, I want 25. I want 26 a night, Evan Mobley. 10 rebounds, first team all defense, maybe second in voting behind Wemby in defensive player of the year. You get that dominant, Cleveland's trouble.
Yeah.
Because now you have a closer. You have a guard who can make big shots with Garland when he gets back. You have wings that can play defense. They got size with Jared Allen. And you got Evan Mobley down there who could be a top 5, top 10 player. Yes, that's how good he can be. A top 10 player in the NBA. If he can do that, Cleveland can win. If not, and it has to be Donovan doing all this bulk of the work, it's not going to end well. It's too much to ask. You know what I'm saying? So that's Cleveland's thing right now. But in terms of American hopes and MVPs, yes, I would agree with you. It's Ant, Paolo, and then maybe Evan. I don't really know anybody else like an American player right now in the NBA that I'm looking at and I'm like, he can be an MVP this year. Not with the foreign players that we're going against, bro. It's a gauntlet of the same names every year dominating. It's Shai, Luka, Nikola, Giannis, and now Wemby's going to be the 5th guy in that group. It's all 5 foreign guys.
Embiid played for Team USA and he won MVP recently, but they don't.
Man, he's not from here. Have you seen him talk? Have you ever heard Embiid talk, man? He's not from here. And I'm glad he played for our country, but that was a whole thing within itself. Him playing for us, people felt weird about. You know why? Because it was weird. He's not from here.
Okay. Dang, he's 31.
No, he's young. He's young. I didn't realize I was doing an interview with Giannis. He's going in year like 13 or something like that. These guys won 2 MVPs. He's like, I'm like talking about the end of his prime. I go, how old are you? He goes, I'm 30. I go, you're 30 years old. I go, so you got like, you should have like 4 or 5 years left of like really good basketball. He's like, that's the plan.
Yeah.
I go, how long will you play? I'm not trying to drop dimes here. He was like, I'm going to play till I can't play anymore. I was like, oh, so you're not one of these guys that's going to walk away? He goes, no.
Yeah. Didn't Shai recently say in an interview, he's like, once I'm not good.
Yeah, that's what he said. Shai's like, that's how a lot of guys are.
Yeah.
Nicola said the same thing. When I played with him, I was like, how long you want to play? He goes, once I'm to the point where I'm not dominating like I am right now, I'll probably just I'll walk away from it.
I think you do that 1 year, though, where you're not dominating, but you have to find out.
And you decide mid-season.
Your painting isn't over until you got 1 stroke too many.
And that's when those guys usually decide mid-season, like, they'll be like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it for me. Giannis said he'll play till he's 40. He said he wants to age like, he said
he'll play in Greece, though, too.
He said he wants to age like Al Horford. He said Al Horford's name specifically.
Really?
He said, I want to get to the point.
Him and Al Horford had some battles,
he said,
too.
That's how you know he has a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
He's like, my athletic ability withers out. I would like to be able to get a jump shot going like Al.
It'll be really weird to see like a 38-year-old Giannis being a role player that comes in and
let's see 5 years from now where that energy's at.
Yeah.
Giannis has done so much for the game of basketball.
And it sounds like he might finish his career in Europe, too.
Yeah, I think he has hopes of being in Greece. I mean, that's where he's from. That's where he wants to be.
Pau Gasol finished in Spain.
Right when their season ends, they go right back. Some of these guys stay because they love America, and some guys are like, yo, I just want to go back home. You know, some guys don't want the American dream. Some of these guys come over here, and it's like, yo, I'll never leave. I go to live and spent 11 in Miami. This place, and some people are like, yo, I'm going back to my country, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Luka, some of these guys, as soon as the season ends, they are on the first thing smoking back to their hometown. So we'll see how that ages. But, yeah, man, we'll see who can continue to jump out. Listen, the Magic had a tough win last night versus Miami.
I went to that game last night. It was, you could tell in the beginning they're trying to get Bane going. Like, there are new players. Jalen Suggs was the big takeaway of the game. It's not going to show up in the stat sheet, even though
he just has.
It's contagious though. When he's out there, everyone else kind of plays that.
I saw Desmond Bane dive on the floor and he got a loose ball. I've never seen that from him. He's always just been a scorer. That's the Suggs effect. And Suggs gives them a chip. Suggs gives them toughness. He literally gives them toughness. That's like what he does.
Yeah.
Yes, he'll make a play or two. Offensively, he's skill-wise, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
But his energy and how hard he plays, he gives them life and strength and energy, and like that was missing last year. You could just see it.
Yeah, last year when he was out, the team.
Now Miami didn't have Tyler Hero, so that's a takeaway. They didn't.
Norman Powell came out gunning.
He's hooping.
He's like, I'm in the Eastern Conference again. I'm trying to make an All-Star team.
No Hero. He's like, yeah, let me go get a bucket. Yeah. But yeah, the Magic look good. I think they play Boston in a couple weeks. They got a couple tests. So they play Atlanta next.
They play Atlanta good Friday, Bulls Saturday. Which the Bulls beat the Pistons. I was obviously happy for Vooch. He had like 28 and 14. I didn't know those days were still happening for him. But the Pistons, everyone has them up there. Top 5 in the East.
Here's a problem with the Pistons. We'll close out with this. They lost a lot. People, we just talked about the last. And this is how I'll close. It's a good point that you brought up, Pausha. Jaylen Brown talks about the best 400 players in the NBA. And how the NBA now, you could probably say it's the best 340 players. The last 50 to 60 players in this league are not. They're potential, personality-based guys, not skill. What happens is these teams undervalue vets, guys who don't go for premiums on the market, right? So when you guys didn't resign Tim Hardaway Jr., and Malik Beasley obviously had the thing happen, so that I give him a benefit of doubt with that because they were going to sign him. They offered him a $40 million contract.
And Schroeder,
dog, they lost a lot.
Yeah.
That's why they were so.
They were a big part of that formula had that. That's why they could have beat the Knicks.
That's why they were so good last year. Yeah. They had, Dennis Schroeder is a proven point guard. Whether it's with his Germany team or America in the NBA, he is a valid hooper who can help you win now games. That's what Schroeder does. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been in the league for over a decade. Malik Beasley's coming upon that time, if not already over that. Yeah. These guys have played. So when they're in the playoffs and they're down 3 and they get an open shot, they can knock that down or they can just make timely plays. Now, Malik seems to always just do silly, stupid shit when he's out there, but he's been like that since he's been in the NBA, so I'll chalk him up. He can still hit big threes, though. That's what
a great year last
That's what you get with him. You get the silly shit. It's always something silly with the He's always doing something. Well, he's getting body slammed by a football player. He's in the gambling. It's just always something goofy with him. But he can shoot the ball. That's the one thing Malik gonna do is catch and shoot. It was spacing for Cade. You had spacing. They lost all that. Now they got Duncan, but that's it. They lost a lot. They're not the same team. Yeah. They're still going to be good as the Eastern Conference.
I think they were relying on Jaden Ivey to come back from injury, but now he's injured again.
Bro, they lost a lot. They lost key vets, and key vets make a difference. Period.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't surprise me. They went and lost to the Bulls. Everybody's been hyping the Pistons up. They came into camp. Everybody's like, the Pistons are going to be a team to look out for. Look what they did with New York. But they lost 3 key players, role players. It's the same thing that happened to Boston. But you lose Drew, you lose Porzingis, you lose it, bro. It changes the whole outlook of the team because then you start seeing the guys who are playing in front of them, and you're like, he's not as threatening. It's a big deal. Now, on paper, the name doesn't ring because these are older players. So, you don't see it until it's the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left. And instead of it being Beasley and Hardaway and then Schroeder's bringing the ball up with Cade, getting Cade in the right spot because Schroeder's not going to get pressured. Yeah. He's going to come down and get him in the right set, and he'll hit a big shot. You got 3 that can hit big shots with Cade. And then you got the big down there, the Durant or whatever. Bro, they're good. Now it's like they got young guys. It's just a totally different team, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. So I still think the Pistons will be good. They got one of the best point guards in the league, Cade Cunningham.
Another American that could win MVP.
Another guy in the future. Yeah, we forgot about Cade.
Cade.
Cade definitely could be in that cloth. He's right there with Paulo. But yeah, the team's different. So I'm calling their game Monday versus the Cavs. Be a good test for them. Another test. So I'll be interested to see that game. I think I have Cleveland. I have Cleveland though. I think Robbie has Detroit.
But, and it's in Cleveland?
It's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit.
Yeah, I'm saying I have to cover. I got Cleveland because we're doing that bench thing that they'll announce in the next day or two. I have I'll be on Cleveland's side. So yeah. But anyways, man, big tip off, big opening week. We had great games. The fact that every single night you can catch it on TV, man. We got NBC, you got ESPN, you have Amazon Prime's making their debut tonight. Everyone's getting a chance to have their. You have Blake and all those guys. Dwayne Wade will be up there tonight, like Taylor Rooks. So every crew has their all-star crew. It's really cool, and it's just good for the NBA to be back for the sports. Yeah, what a week, man. And we'll be here to cover it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, The Off Guard Podcast, TikTok, The Off Guard Podcast. And make sure you subscribe and listen to us, goddammit. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. Subscribe.
the good cop, bad cop approach.
Good cop, bad cop. Hey, listen, y'all have a good weekend, though, nonetheless, and we'll be back next week. Stay safe.